What is good, my people? My people. Yes, that's right, my people, my brothers and my sisters, because we are all in some way, shape, or form connected in this thing called life right here. Yes, right here on Mother Earth. Okay, now I'm still on somewhat of a euphoric high of some form from watching Black Panther. I can see why and how this movie stirred up so much emotion, especially within the black community all over this globe. Black communities all over the world. I mean, it was popping. It was popping. So, kudos to the director Ryan Coogler. Kudos to him. I really do hope that they contact him to do part 2 of this, because I feel like other than him, maybe Ava DuVernay, perhaps, what I want to say. Okay, if not him, Ava DuVernay. So one of them two, they most definitely have to be the director for part 2. More than likely, it'll be Ryan Coogler again. But aside from that, at this time, I have to reflect on what I experienced in the theaters. Even though the theater I went to, the concession stand. Now, okay, look, let me just say one thing. Movie theaters, Regal. I think, was it Regal that I go to? Did I go to Regal or AMC? Was it AMC or Regal? AMC. I think it was y'all. AMC. I don't know why, but for some reason, when I went, because I didn't go the opening weekend. I waited till almost a week, and then I went on like the discount day. When I went, concession stands. Okay, so here's the thing. What I was gonna do was go up in there and order like some gummy bears, get like a nice Coke Zero. I was gonna leave the popcorn alone. I was gonna get some nachos, right? They ain't have nothing. Oh hell no! The only thing they had was popcorn. They had a sign that said limited concessions. The only items they had was like some freaking pretzels and popcorn. I was like, how do you expect me to fully enjoy this experience when you've given me only 2 choices in what I can snack on during this feature? Like, y'all had do better. And this is out there. I'm gonna put this on blast too. This was out there, cause see, I'm in the DMV area. That's the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And I went to the AMC right there in Alexandria. It's right there in Alexandria, old Alexandria town, and all the other stuff. I went over there. Okay? For some reason, they ain't how they ish together. Y'all need to get that straightened out. Okay? Moving right along. So, with my limited popcorn and my Coke Zero, I watched the film and I came away with, of course, 3 things. So, at this point, I want to talk to y'all, and I want to give y'all the top 3 things I learned from watching Black Panther. Number 1, there exists a spiritual component in black, you know what, I'm gonna change that. Not just black communities, but then a lot of minority communities, or as Karen Hunter likes to say, the global majority. Within the global majority communities, there exists a high spiritual component which can in some way become a superpower in some form or in some way. For example, Wakanda is known to have a strong, healthy link to their ancestors and to the Panther deity via the way of their king, who acts as a conduit. Now, aside from the vibranium, it is this spiritual link that helps boost the strength of Wakanda. And in real life, it is this type of spiritual connection, link, or these spiritual beliefs that gives various global majority communities across the globe the willpower to go up against all odds, especially in the black community. While a few figures or deities may have different names and or traditions, okay, the impact, the meanings, the message, the call and response, no matter the technique used, it all equals out to the same thing, which is a unique superpower that is somewhat underestimated. However, it cannot be taken away. I hope y'all got that. I hope y'all got that. The spiritual link to the Panther deity, the spiritual link to the ancestors, that's a real superpower. That's a real superpower. And honestly, I could go off into a whole nother topic about spiritual links and how that is somewhat of a superpower, especially to black people and to a lot of the global majority communities all over the globe. It really is. It really, 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 really is. Y'all excuse me for sniffing and for coughing. Like 2 weeks ago, I came down with this real heavy congested cold, and it's been lingering. Like, okay, the fever went away. I'm not that congested. However, my nose is still dripping, and now I've come down with this slight cough. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm just ready to get rid of it all. Okay. Part 2. Moving right along. It is very much possible to have a country like Wakanda if countries like Nigeria or Ethiopia seek to eliminate corruption and concentrate on their people. Let me say that again for y'all that's not listening. It is very much possible in today's time, in today's world, to have a country like Wakanda if countries like Nigeria or Ethiopia seek to eliminate corruption and concentrate on their people. See, in a lot of countries, in a lot of foreign countries, especially in a lot of the global majority countries, you go down to South America, you go to Africa, you go to India, Asia, China. In a lot of these countries, systems of governmental influences and greed has wreaked havoc, all sorts of havoc, on foreign nations, as every country seems to want to rule the world or at least mimic the United States. A country. Now, the United States is a country built through eons of dishonesty, illusions, and forced labor. You see, in the movie Wakanda's Success, or thriving nature had a lot to do with the fact that they saw nobody. They did not see anybody, okay? The United States, they didn't see her, okay? They didn't see it. They didn't see it for her, okay? They saw nobody as their competition. As they silently hid from the world, they were dedicated to staying true to their customs and traditions. The well-being of their people came first before anything else, and that is the focus that a lot of African nations need to have. Now, while one could argue that Wakanda's poverty was just around the corner, not being seen, we didn't see, the whole poverty. They didn't show the poverty areas. I'm pretty sure like every country there was a poverty area. Okay, yeah, every country does have their more rural areas, not so fancy, not so commodity rich type of, part. Every country has that. However, there was an abundance of housing. There was abundance of infrastructure. The infrastructure was immaculate, and yet they achieved this all because the nation wanted what was best for the people. Okay? Now, Nigeria is considered the wealthiest African country as of today. And Ethiopia, is not too far behind and has not experienced the full brunt of early colonizations. Listen, let me repeat that. Nigeria is the wealthiest. It's the wealthiest country. Okay? However, Nigeria has experienced colonization. a good chunk of it. However, Ethiopia has not experienced the full brunt. It's one of the countries that has not experienced the full brunt of colonization. So, there's still hope out there, people. There is still hope if and only if the people come first above all else. And I think we're starting to see that, especially with South Africa. If you haven't been paying attention to the news, go pay attention to the news. There are some things going on in South Africa that I am applauding them for. And it's like, hey, about time, about freaking time. Y'all are starting to show that your people, that your land comes first before money. Okay, moving right along. Number 3, T'Challa is perhaps the richest man in all of the Marvel Universe. Now, this is backed up by an article that I saw. According to a 2015 article written at Time.com, the current king, that's T'Challa, has an estimated net worth of 90.7 trillion. Okay? A black man has a net worth of 90.7 trillion. How is this possible? Well, he rules over the largest known supply of vibranium, a material that is estimated to cost, $10K per gram, about 10,000 per gram. So if someone wanted to own, and so let's say, for instance, if someone wanted to own an industry standard bar of, just like the industry standard bar of gold, let's say an industry standard bar of this material based upon the current gold value, which stands at 1,000 grams, they will have to cough up a whopping $10 million in order to buy that one industry standard bar of vibranium. Now, let's say your parents, for all my people, for all my global majorities out there, let's say our parents inherited only 110 grams of precious vibranium, which is kept in an airtight Ziploc bag in the back of the freezer somewhere. It's kept in the airtight jar. The Ziploc bag is in the airtight jar at the bottom of that deep freezer. Yes, the same freezer that your grandparents probably routinely place their freshly gutted catfish that they don't went and caught, on their little annual fishing trips on the weekend. So that freezer, they probably keep it in that freezer, knowing them. So the year is 2006. And at that particular time, your family's vibranium was worth $1,100,000. That's for 110 grams of vibranium. At that time, that is what it was worth. Now, gold has rocketed up to around, based on a little research, it's up to like 1,300 since 2006. Essentially, it's like $800 more than what it was worth around back in 2006. Okay, so now it's up $800 more. So today's vibranium, so we calculate the percentage of that. And so today's vibranium would be $16,200 per gram, ultimately. Rounding up to your family's small pile of vibranium, that goes up to $1,782,000. Congratulations, young black man, young black woman, you are now millionaires. If you had vibranium. Oh, goodness. Imagine that. If our ancestors would have took with them a little small piece of, if vibranium was real, and it was really valuable, like in the comics, and each of our ancestors came over here with a chunk of it. Somehow, some way they hid it. I don't know how. They might have put it in their mouth, as fillings. Somehow, some way they brought it over here. Okay? It goes down generation to generation. We get a hold of it. And I mean, hey, we are millionaires. That would have been an awesome way for black people. Imagine that. Instantly coming over here, instantly knowing that as the years go by, we will be millionaires. It's possible. I can dream. Okay. But hey, speaking of dreaming, y'all keep going to the movies, keep dreaming about this Wakanda. It has done really well, and there's no reason for them to not do a part two other than creative differences. I am going to call some BS on some people if it goes down that route in the future. If it goes down that route to where, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, part two isn't happening, creative differences, knowing good and well that the first one did exceptionally well. It broke records. However, they're going to let creative differences keep them from doing the part two. If it comes down to that in the future, I'm going to call BS, okay? And I'm going to call everybody out on that because there's no reason why we should not get a part two in the future. There's no reason for it. Okay. So like this video. If y'all like this video, like it, thumbs up. I've been coughing throughout it. If I haven't edited it out, if I haven't edited out any coughing, y'all probably hear some of it. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm under the weather. Okay, sniffing and all. Y'all probably hear me sniffing. Oh my god. Like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to tell a friend to tell another friend that I am your friend so we can all be friends right here on the Joshua Collective. I got more ideas. I got more videos like these coming up. So I want y'all to stay with me for the ride, okay? Join me for the ride, okay? Talk to you later.